Happy spring! Well, it's the start of spring season, and today we are going to talk about you growing. When I see people that are stuck in the past, I just want to jump out of my skin and do something to help. So today is hopefully the start of season of blooming and growing, and the spring season runs from March 20th to June 20th. And June 20th, the summer is here. And so I am going to put these thoughts forward for you, and I really hope that you can embrace the thought of spring and the thought of growing. And, you know, as human beings, we are here to grow. That's what we're here for. If you look at, I said this the other day, if you look at what a baby does when a baby is born, what happens with a baby and a human being every single day? Growth, milestones, learning, growth, milestones, learning, right? That is what the human body is meant to do, is grow and feel a part of something. And when you have that going on, it really has a huge impact on your happiness. Look, how many people do you know, like big figures, right? So Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, for example. These people have plenty of money. They have plenty of money. And some of them also have loved ones, and they're already married, and they have their family, and they have the house in the Hamptons, and they have exotic vacations. Why do they get up every day and keep going? Why? They don't need to work. They can literally go off and stay in a hut in Fiji and have people feed them food and make them healthy smoothies. Right? They don't need to work. They don't. Why do they keep working? It's not because they're greedy. It's not. They know what it feels like to grow. They know what it feels like to have that feeling of new experiences, and they thrive off of it, and it makes them feel alive. And they reach a different level of happiness. And listen, nobody ever teaches you this. When you're a kid, nobody teaches you this. Most people, again, they have that trained brain that society puts us into, where things are supposed to be X, Y, Z. Nobody really trains you and conditions you to focus on your growth as a human being. Now, there are a ton of people that have gone through a spiritual path, right? And they have a big awakening that happens to them. Or there's a lot of people that devote so much time, free time, to giving back, whether it's charity, doing their give back part, and those people have a lot of fulfillment doing that. But I'm just talking about the everyday experiences I see, especially with women, sometimes with men, trying to break away from being stuck in the things from the past. Look, have you ever noticed people who are still living in the 80s, right? There's some people that their hair is still the same. Their clothes are still the same. They look the exact same as they did when they graduated in 1988. They look exactly the same. Now, this is an observation. This is not a judgment. Observe, don't absorb. But I find it to be really interesting, right? So there's some people that, for whatever reason, they don't like change. They like things just the way that they were 30 years ago, 40 years ago, that they don't want to change. They want their hair to stay the same. They want their clothes to stay the same. They talk about the same things. They like the same music from the past. Maybe that past feeling is a part of feeling young, the good old days, the music. They don't want to leave that place. It's perfectly fine so long as what? That is their key to happiness, right? So if you are living in that realm and you are really, really, really happy, right? Then live it. It's totally cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you hang on to the past and you don't know what your key to happiness is, because you keep living in the past, how are you supposed to be growing? You can't be growing if you're stuck there. If you have, I'm going to go into relationships as an example. If you have a past relationship, I don't care, we're talking 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 6 years ago, 16 years ago, someone broke your heart, left you, you were engaged, they broke off the engagement, boyfriend, girlfriend split up. You thought it was the love of your life. and you're still talking about it, and you're still hung up on it, and you're still mad and sad about it, dude, you are wasting time. You are wasting time. This is not what you're on the planet for. You are not here to be stuck in. I have a piece of hair in my eye. A big piece of hair in my eye. All right, and take two. You are not supposed to be stuck there. You can't be happy if you're stuck there. Some people say, I want to be happy. I want to do different things. But he, she, them, they, that situation, blah, 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 blah. And it trails forward. It takes some work. But I want you to really, really think about this for a minute. This is so important. I really want you to think about this, please. In the state of Massachusetts, there are 6,700,000 people. 6 million. 6,700,000 people in the state of Massachusetts. I want you to think about how Massachusetts looks on a map. Take a map out of the United States. Look on your app on your phone. Look at the United States. Actually, you know what? Look at New England. Look how small Massachusetts is. Just Massachusetts. Then look at the East Coast. Look how small Massachusetts is. United States. I want you to look at the map of the United States and put a thumbtack on where you live and think about how many people you spend time with on the map. How many people? The same 20? The same 40? The same people from 1988? And listen, oh my God, there's nothing wrong with being around your posse that you grew up with your whole life. Those relationships we treasure, my God. If you still have those friends from then, you are blessed because you cherish them and you hung on to them no matter what. If you need to grow and you need to have a different experience in your life, then hopefully those friends that you've had since 1988 are still going to be your friends. You don't have to worry about leaving your friends to go have new experiences. But think about that tack on that spot and where you live. Maybe you live in a little tiny town in North Carolina, South Dakota. Maybe you live in another state altogether, another country, wherever you live, but put that tack on the map. And you're focusing on one asshole? One jerk face? Some stupid ex-wife, ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, fiance, whatever that broke your heart? Why? They're gone. That's over. Now, if you have an ex-spouse and you have children together, well, they're not really gone. You have to have some type of relationship with them. But the perspective is still the same. Wrapping your head around it is still the same. Back up and look at the world you live in. Do you realize that if you got up every day and said, I'm going to meet 5 new people a day, coffee shop, lunch, dinner, at the library, going out for a walk, introducing yourself to complete and total strangers, going to a different restaurant, going to a different bar, meeting someone online and saying, hey, I'm going to do this fitness challenge. Would you like to do it with me? I did that once. That's how I got a really, 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 really good friend in my life. I just reached out to her and said, hey, I'm going to doing a fitness challenge. You want to join me? She was like, sure. Right? There's millions of people that have experiences and different backgrounds, and they're interesting. Maybe they're fun. Build your tribe. Look. Take a jar. Grab some note cards. Turn something into a mission for the spring. You want to grow? You want to have a new life? You want to have new friendships? You want to feel alive? Go find new people. Decide which places to go, who you can meet, who you can reach out to. Learn about them, their backgrounds. You may find that there's a whole lot of people out there that have had the same experiences as you, or you may find somebody new to love. Fill your jar for the spring. Write down where you want to go, people you want to meet. Put your damn crown back on. Live, for God's sakes. Stop being focused on the shit that happened to you yesterday or the day before. As long as you are growing and figuring out new things and new people and new life, it's one of the best things I've ever done. And the best things I've ever done is reached out and found new people. And when I help validate other people that I'm working with, and they go out and they grow, that's the key, baby. That's the key to happiness. Be fearless. If you had a goal of meeting 5 new people a day, you would never run out of people. Ever, ever. Go find your tribe. It's time to grow.